Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name's Josh Hall. This is the SCSRA Morris Customs Truck Series season finale here on iRacing at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Getting ready to do battle here. It's going to be an action-packed race for 120 laps around this 1.5 mile racetrack here in Las Vegas. Of course, this is our season finale, so it's going to be an exciting one for sure. We see our top 4 drivers getting ready to battle it out here in Sin City. Devin Butchino, Jeffrey Belk, Eddie Morse, and Joe Wright. The highest finishing driver out of those 4 drivers will be crowned SCSRA Morris Customs Truck Series champion. Let's take a look at the speed charts right now, see who is quickest on the board. See, Eddie Morris currently the fastest driver. Joe Tardif in second. Joe Wright, Jeff Belk, and Devin Butchino, your top 4 drivers in the top 5 on the standings. Just 8 trucks out there right now. As we get ready for 120 laps around Las Vegas Motor Speedway. From talking with the drivers earlier, we know that qualifying is now beginning. We know that these drivers can go about 35 laps on a tank of fuel. So with the stage coming at lap 40, again, no stage points to be given out tonight. More of just there to break up the field just a little bit. As you see Jeffrey Belk out on track, getting his qualifying run underway. So expect these drivers to come down pit road around before lap 35 to get their tires and fuel and get themselves set up for the rest of the race here to try to win a championship. And will we see some gambling here tonight in Las Vegas. That's a possibility, with a 35 lap run being the fuel run here tonight. They will have to stop at least 3 times tonight, so we'll see if anybody tries to stretch that and maybe try to either short pit to try to gain some advantage with fresher tires, or if anybody tries to stay out and try to stretch that fuel as long as possible. We'll see. As Jeffrey Belk currently up at the top of the board with a 31.20. David Hartley goes second fastest with a 31.55. Cheeseburger just coming across the line. He's going to move into that second spot with a 31.25. As Jeffrey Belk comes across the stripe, and he's going to better his time with a 31.19. Dave Hartley now coming across the stripe, and he's going to go to the top of the board with a 31.14. Cheeseburger running a little different paint job than we normally see out of him. Coming across the stripe, and he's going to jump up to the top of the board with a 31.11. It's a sweet looking throwback ride, that 47 Golf machine. Loving the paint job on that one. Very classic look. The old Golf theme that you'd find on the Ford GTs back in the day. And right now we see anybody else coming out on the pit road. Yep, here we go. We've got the 48 of Joe Tardif making his way out onto the racetrack. And we just saw Cody Moore just joined the server. So I have a couple more trucks on track here tonight. Tardif's first lap. Oh, I'm sorry, he just took the green flag. Down into turns 3 and 4, running a little bit higher lane. Try to keep that truck wound up off of turn number 4 and down to the stripe. Using all the racetrack, we'll see those drivers right down on the apron. And Las Vegas has a lot of character. We talk about character, the bumps around the racetrack. You'll see these drivers as they come off of turn number 2, just how much that truck bounces around down the backstretch. In turns 3 and 4, there's actually a bump up a little bit higher up, so you'll see them run the bottom through turns 3 and 4. 1 and 2, there's a little bit of a bump in the middle of the track, so you might see drivers all the way down on the white line. They might be up against the wall. There's a lot of options that they'll have tonight as Tardif currently jumps up into the second position. And we see Dave Wright just taking the white flag. His first lap's good enough for 5th, as Cody Moore knocks him back into the 6th position. As here comes Dave Wright down across the stripe. He's going to jump up to the top of the board as we see Cody Moore come across the stripe, and he jumps up to the top of the board with no practice. Jumps right in, runs a 31.06, puts himself up on top. Still have 4 drivers left to qualify. That's Eddie Morris, Joe Wright, which are both championship contenders, and Devin Butchino. So 3 of our 4 championship contenders left to qualify. You see Eddie Morris sitting on pit road again, ready to roll off onto the racetrack. Same thing with Joe Wright. Both these drivers sitting on pit road getting ready to roll, as here goes Joe to make his qualifying attempt. Coming through 3 and 4, staying right up against the top here, trying to keep that truck wound up the best he can. Coming down the backstretch for the first time. Joe down into turns 3 and 4. Up on that high side, still keeping that truck wound up the best he can. Joe's first lap is going to move him up into the 7th position. See if he's able to improve on that here on his second lap. Eddie Morris just ran a 31:34. Joe comes down across the line. He's going to be good enough for 5th place. Eddie Morris now down across the stripe. Morris is going to jump up to P2. Can Devin Butchino do anything here? Try to qualify up at the top. And Devin Butchino goes to the top of the board with a 31:03. So you can see our 4 championship contenders really spread out across the leaderboard right now. As Devin Butchino makes his way back down to pit road. So qualifying's just about over as we get ready to rack them up here and get ready for 120 laps around Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Of course, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight in the season finale of the SCSRA Morris Customs Truck Series. Of course, don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcast. Of course, we want to thank our great partners here on Intensity Broadcasting, making this possible tonight, starting with our series sponsor, Morris Customs. You see the logo right there on the screen. If you're looking for a brand new paint job here on iRacing, check out Morris Customs on Facebook. You can find the link down below in the description. Of course, we want to thank our other great partners, including Race EPI for all your iRacing setups and coaching needs. Visit raceepi.com. IntensityRacing.com to support the channel, as well as Ali Atman-Weiss's racing career. He's got his merchandise on there, as well as Intensity merchandise, hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, our novelty t-shirts as well. You can check all that out over at IntensityBroadcasting.com. And, of course, we don't want to forget about our great partners over at ButtKicker. ButtKicker is an established and trusted leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of ButtKicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. The patented design makes them incredibly accurate, powerful, and virtually indestructible. The Gamer Plus is a new and upgraded sim racing gaming haptic, which reproduces immersive, accurate, and powerful sim racing, flight sim, and gaming effects. Check out the full line of ButtKicker products and figure out which one's right for you. Visit thebuttkicker.com. Of course, link down below in the description. And not just do they make great gaming haptics, they also make subwoofers and other products that you can use for listening to music and movies. So check out the full line of ButtKicker products at thebuttkicker.com. As we see the trucks getting ready to line up here on the front stretch, let's take a look at our starting grid, with Devin Butchino getting the pole here tonight, with Cody Moore, his outside, in position number 2. The 8 of Eddie Morris, another one of our championship contenders, he'll roll off from the 3rd position, with Dave Wright in the 84 rolling off in 4th. Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence roll off from the 5th position, with Joe Tardif rolling off in the 48 in the 6th spot. Joseph Wright, championship contender, rolls off from 7th, with David Hartney in the 8th position. And rounding out the field, our final championship contender, Jeffrey Belk in the 54. So we see trucks rolling on track behind the pace truck, getting ready again for 120 laps here around Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Of course, the stage break will be on lap number 40. But these trucks will not be able to make it to the stage without pitting. Pit window will be between laps 33, or fuel window, is between 33 and 36 laps, unless they're saving heavily, which if some of these drivers might try to gamble. Of course, stage points don't mean anything here tonight, as it is the highest finishing championship for driver that'll win the championship here tonight. So we'll keep the tower on the screen all night long tonight. That way you can see exactly where the top 4 are running at all times. As the pace truck is getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. And for the final time this season, Devin Butchino is going to lead him down to the starting flag. And here we go. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing for the final time here at Las Vegas. And Devin Butchino already out into the lead as they make their way down into turns 1 and 2 for the first time. Cody Moore, though, trying to fight back on that high side. We see a little bit of drafting coming into play, and these drivers for the first couple laps, they will be wide open as Cody Moore is able to get a push from Dave Wright, move himself up into the top spot. As they are all double file behind, and already Jeffrey Belk up into the 5th spot. Had a great start, was shot out of a cannon. He's trying to make his way up to the front. As they go 3 wide, Joe Wright in the middle, Dave Wright on the high side, Eddie Morris on the bottom. And now Jeffrey Belk just stick his way in the middle here. We got playoff drivers 3 wide. Eddie Morris on the bottom. Jeffrey Belk's going to cut him off down to the bottom underneath Joe Wright. Jeffrey Belk wasting no time trying to get to the front to challenge Devin Butchino and try to win this race tonight. Again, they don't have to win the race. They just have to be the highest finishing playoff driver. As we see Devin Butchino trying to ease out in front of that 54 of Jeffrey Belk. And as they continue to race, that's allowing Cody Moore to just pull away from the rest of the field. Joe Wright trying to take a look back down to the inside. Jeffrey Belk just not able to make that move as Belk's going to look to the high side of Devin Butchino. Now he's got to tuck back in line. We see those drivers navigating those bumps through turns 1 and 2. Off of turn number 2, Belk with the run, looking down to the inside of Devin Butchino. As they navigate through turns 3 and 4, Butch is going to let Belk take over that position because he knows it's early. It doesn't matter anything but where they finish at the end of the race. As now Belk is starting to run back down Cody Moore. A little further back, we see Eddie Morris working around David Hartney to move himself up into the 6th position. So our top 4 in points now run 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 6th. Belk right there looking to the inside of Cody Moore as they come through the tri-oval. It's not really a tri-oval, but more of a bit of an oval. Oh, David Hartney hard up into the outside wall. We say green, but look at the impact. We see. Let's rewind this and take a look, see exactly what happened to Dave Hartney here. Looks like he may have made a little bit of contact with Eddie Morris here, or tried to avoid contact with Eddie Morris and just slides up, makes heavy contact with the outside wall. Right now, Dave Hartney running way back in the last position. Meanwhile, back up front, Cody Moore trying to battle back to the inside of Jeffrey Belk. And Cody Moore is going to retake the lead here on lap number 8 as these two continue to battle it out here for the top spot. We're starting to see a tale of two races right now. We've got drivers back here doing a little bit of drafting. You see Eddie Morris, Michael Cheeseburger just staying in line, doing some drafting, trying to save as much fuel as they can to see if they can make it a little bit further towards that stage break. Meanwhile, up front, our top two continue just to race it out and start to pull away from the rest of the field. Of course, a little interesting fact tonight and tomorrow night, the same 4 drivers will be battling out for a championship in both series. That's Jeffrey Belk, Devin Butchino, Joe Wright, and Eddie Morris. Joe Wright and Eddie Morris both on pit road. Oh, looks like Joe Wright might have had some issues coming onto pit road. Looks like they were trying to do the early pit here. Let's see what happened to Joe. Coming on the pit road. Oh, locks up the rear tires. Ends up going through the grass. He's going to hurt his chances here. As here comes Cody Moore off of turn number 4 to put Eddie and Joe 1 lap down. Of course, Joe having a bit of a penalty now because he did have an unsafe pit entry by pitting on the grass. So that is going to put him back even further. So he's going to be looking for the lucky dog when the stage comes out tonight. See how many laps he ends up losing here. That's 2 laps. And he is still sitting on pit road. So I think this one is a 40-second penalty. He's been there. He's down and away. Getting back onto the racetrack, trying not to speed. As Cody Moore now makes his way off of turn number 4. Now, fortunately for Joe, he'll be on a little bit fresher tires, which means he'll be able to go a little bit quicker than Cody Moore. And when Cody comes down pit road and pits, that's going to give one of his laps back. And if he's able just to hold on and stay 1 lap down, he'll be able to get the lucky dog and get back onto the lead lap. So a tough break for Joe Wright, one of our championship 4. Mistake on pit road that could cost him the championship tonight. But we'll see if anybody else tries the early pit strategy. It looks like everybody else right now is continuing to stay out. And they're going to pit somewhere between laps 33 and 36. We see Devin Butchino just kind of riding in line right now, sitting in the 4th position, not really pressing the issue. Looks like he might be trying to save a little bit of fuel tonight. Of course, the biggest concern right now is Joseph Wright. Now making his way down into turn number 3. Cody Moore just going into turns 1 and 2. So Joe's got a bit of an advantage right now. Last time by, Cody Moore ran a 32.07. Joe ran a 31.16. So Fortunately for Joe, he is running much faster lap times than Cody is, so that should keep Joe well ahead of Cody. And when the caution comes out at this stage, and he should be able to get himself back onto the lead lap and keep himself in contention here tonight. Again, tomorrow night, the Dev Sports Cars Xfinity Series finish their season out as they take on Phoenix Raceway. Of course, the 4 drivers in the championship battle in that series are the same: Jeffrey Belk, Devin Butchino, Eddie Morris, and Joseph Wright. So there is a chance that we could see a double champion this week in this series, winning both the Truck Series Championship and the Xfinity Championship. Wouldn't that be something? You had other drivers have the chance to do the sweep, but were not able to complete it. Cody Moore comes off of turn number 4 to start lap number 20. So halfway through the stage. Our top 3 are nose to tail. Dave Wright really coming on in these last few laps. Looks like he might have saved his tires to the end because he is coming in a hurry. Last time by, he was the fastest truck on track that has not taken tires yet. See Joe Tardif starting to catch Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence here. This is a battle for the 5th position. Tardif starting to run a little quicker laps himself, trying to catch the 47 to move himself up into the top 5. Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence, you see Tardif trying to make a move down to the inside. Just not quite close enough yet to make that move. Now he's going to look up to the high side. It seems like he's hit that bubble where he just can't make any progress to try to get around that 47. They continue to run nose to tail. Tardif now taking a look up to the high side again. Tardif down to the inside, trying to make that move for the 5th position. And here comes Eddie Morris on those pressure tires. Again, this is not for position. He is a lap down. Well, we are within 10 laps of seeing the rest of the field make their way down onto pit road for their first pit stop. Meanwhile, up front, Cody Moore leads Jeffrey Belk by almost 0.3 of a second. Dave Wright, who was just on Jeffrey Belk's back bumper a few laps ago, now starting to fall back away from the top two. But still running up in the third position, so D. Wright having a great run here tonight so far in the early going of this race. The opposite can be said for his brother Joe, who currently runs back in the 9th position. Again, had some issues getting on pit road. Ended up having a penalty for unsafe pit entrance. Lost 2 laps in his pit cycle. But right now he's in a position where when the rest of the field comes down, he'll be able to get one of those laps back, and hopefully he can stay where he is to get himself the lucky dog when the stage ends. We see Cody Moore, the last remaining member of the Wasted Wages Racing team. Currently leading the race over Jeffrey Belk by almost a half a second. It's another half second back to third place Dave Wright, and then Devin Butchino is really fallen off on lap times, but I think he might be trying to save just a little bit of fuel to try to make it to the stage end without having to pit. And if that was the case, if he was able to make it to the stage end without pitting, that could be detrimental for Joe Wright, who would not be able to get his laps back. And would be trapped a lap down. Pretty much ending his chances for a championship here tonight. So that could be a little bit of strategy being played as well with the drivers who are out of the championship, trying to stretch the fuel and trap these other drivers down a lap. As we complete lap number 30, we should see drivers making their way down pit road in the next 5 or so laps. Looks like D. Wright's found something again, because he's gaining on Jeffrey Belk. Last time by, he was about a 10th quicker than the 54 machine. David Wright out here just trophy hunting. Unfortunately got knocked out of the championship battle. But trying to get his first win here in the SCSRA. It looks like he might have a good chance at it tonight, as he's been showing speed all race long. Dave Hartney making his way down pit road. We know he's coming early. He's got that damage on the right side of his truck, so he'll be taking a reset here on his pit stop. He's the first of the final drivers to come down pit road. As Cody Moore goes by to put Hartney 1 lap down. So who's going to be the next driver to make their way down on the pit road? Or are some of these drivers playing a little game here tonight to try to roll the dice, not make it on the pit, or not have to pit in the stage and trap a couple drivers a lap down? Dave Wright right there on the back bumper of Jeffrey Belk. Wright trying to get around Belk to put himself up into the second position. Teammates, though, battling it out for the second position. One chasing a trophy, the other chasing a championship. Meanwhile, Cody Moore has gotten himself out to almost a 1-second lead. interesting to see how these pit stops play out here with just a handful of laps to go. As Cody Moore and Jeffrey Belk both make their way down on the pit road, putting David Wright out into the lead. Devin Butchino also coming down pit road. Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence down on pit road. So Dave Wright and Joe Tardif, the only two drivers not to come down pit road here. Here comes D. Wright down on the pit road. He's able to get down to speed, and Joe Tardif also making his way down on the pit road. So when all cycles around, Cody Moore will be the leader, but here comes Eddie Morris on those older tires here, trying to make something happen. His tires are up to temp and up to pressure as he tries to work around the outside of Cody Moore, but Cody Moore with a little bit fresher tires, able to hold on for the moment. Eddie Moore staying right there in the tire tracks. Cody Moore now he's going to look down to the inside. Of course, his tires are about 20 laps older. As we see Joe Wright just one lap down now. So when the stage ends, this will work out in his favor. As we have 2 laps to go here in the stage. We are on our final lap of the stage. Cody Moore out in front of Eddie Morris, Jeffrey Belk, Dave Wright, and Devin Butchino. Again, no points to be awarded here. This is an all-out race. Whoever can get the win here tonight. As we see Jeffrey Belk on those fresher tires, he drives right around Cody Moore as well, and Jeffrey Belk coming to the stage end to win the stage. What a run out of nowheres. Jeffrey Belk came to get the stage win. But again, with no points being rewarded, how much did he hurt his tires to get that stage win? So congratulations to Jeffrey Belk, your stage winner, as he comes around to catch the pace car. Cody Moore comes home second. Eddie Morris, Dave Wright, and Devin Butchino, your top 5. Dave Hartney, Joe Tardif, Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence, and Joe Wright finishes in 9th. And then Joe will be able to get the lucky dog here to put him back onto the lead lap. And we'll see if any of our drivers come down pit road here. We'll see if anybody, now we see Cody Moore. Looks like he's going to make his way down pit road. Everybody coming down pit road except for Belk. Well, Dave Wright stays out as well, so doesn't Hartney. Of course, Joe Wright has to stay out because he's going to get the wave around here to get back onto the lead lap. Let's talk to our stage winner, Jeffrey Belk. Jeff, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, how you doing, Josh?
Man, what a run there to get the stage win. Of course, we know points don't really matter here. Was that kind of setting up to see what those tires would do there for the end of this final run?
A little bit, but at the same time, points kind of do still matter. We still have a few drivers here that's not locked or that's not championship running. So, depending on if one of them wins the race, it will come down to points. So it still feels good to have that stage win under the belt. Gotcha.
Well, great run here tonight. We look forward to seeing how's the truck feel out there and how's the racing been so far.
Feeling good. Racing's been good. As long as we can keep it clean, I think we might have a good strategy here to finish it off.
Awesome, man. Well, good luck the rest of the way out, and we hope to talk to you at the end.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Have a great night. So there's your stage winner, Jeffrey Belk. As we see Joe Wright. Joe Wright's got a bit of an advantage here getting the lucky dog. He'll be able to come down pit road. He may not want to take tires, but he can definitely come down pit road and get service done, get fuel, and might have a little bit better fuel economy than the rest of the drivers. Maybe sneak himself, do a little gambling here, put himself in contention. You see him coming down pit road here. So it'll be interesting to see what Joe Wright does here if he takes 4 tires. Of course, they do have 3 sets of tires on the wall. See if he pops those tires on here. Nope, it's going to be a fuel-only stop for Joe Wright. Gets that truck packed full of fuel, saves those tires for the late race run. We'll see if that pays off in his favor. As the field comes by this time, the lights on the pace truck will be shutting off. Will be 1 lap to green. See Devin Butchino peeling off there, top off. Cody Moore also topping off. Cheeseburger Lawrence, Joe Tardif, and Joe Wright coming down pit road, topping off here on the 1 to go. So a bit of strategy being played here tonight. Jeffrey Belk chooses the high side. David Wright to his inside in position number 2. Eddie Morris, Dave Hartney will roll off from the second row. So we're getting ready to go back green flag racing. This pace car takes a hard left-hand turn onto pit road. And Jeffrey Belk leads him back down to the restart zone. Green flag is in the air. We are back racing here at Las Vegas. Jeffrey Belk gets a great jump on Dave Wright. Dave Hartney in the 3rd position. After getting his damage fixed with the reset, we see Dave Wright taking a look down to the inside, trying to take the lead away from Jeffrey Belk. And D. Wright is going to clear the 54 machine, but here comes Jeffrey Belk firing back up on the high side, trying to retake that top spot as they make their way off of turn number 4, down to the stripe, and Jeffrey Belk back out into the lead. Dave Hartney trying to take a look up to the high side. Here comes Eddie Morris down to the inside of Hartney, trying to get himself into the mix here. Cody Moore not too far behind Eddie Morris as well. As Dave Hartney uses that high lane, gets the run down the backstretch and into turn number 3. This battle for second place continues. Dave Wright just not able to clear that 84 machine. So they continue to run side by side for the second position. Dave Hartney now rolls into the second position up on the high side, just barely able to clear D. Wright, as here comes Eddie Morris up on the high side. And Morris starting to roll into that third position. He's pushing Hartney down into turns 1 and 2. Meanwhile, while this is all going on, Jeffrey Belk is just pulling away. Hartney stuck up on that high side. Eddie Morris gets around, moves himself up into the second position. So now our championship drivers run first and second, as D. Wright now takes a look down to the inside of David Hartney. Dave Wright pulls a little bit of a slider up in front of Hartney, moves himself up into the third position. Here comes Cody Moore now, taking a look down underneath David Hartney, trying to take over that fourth position. And Joe Wright now on pit road. I don't know if Joe had he's taking tires. I don't know if this is strategy or what's going on with Joe Wright, but he's down on pit road. So now Joe Wright is down and away, and looks like he's going to lose one lap now. Eddie Morris down on the low side. He's coming down pit road. So I'm not sure what the strategy is for these drivers. But it looks like early pitting for these drivers, trying to make something happen and roll the dice a little bit. So Jeffrey Belk out in front of Dave Wright by over a second. Cody Moore, Devin Butchino right behind as well. Eddie Morris, Joseph Wright, both back off of pit road after making the early pit stop. We'll see. Not sure that is the strategy that's going to win the race here tonight, but we'll see how this works out. So Cody Moore riding right here behind David Wright. Rest of the field kind of single file, just kind of running right now. Logging laps a long way to the end. Next time by will be a lap away from halfway. Jeffrey Belk out front of David Wright, but David Wright slowly eating into that lead by quite a bit, actually. The lead was well over a second a few laps ago, and now, as you see, Dave Wright just cut that down to 0.3 seconds. Devin Butchino riding right there on the back bumper of Cody Moore. As this battle for the third position continues to heat up. Of course, Jeffrey Belk out in front. Devin Butchino trying to stay there in the tire tracks of Cody Moore in case Jeffrey Belk makes a mistake, maybe getting onto pit road like we saw Joe Wright do earlier. So it's very possible something like that could happen and the championship could change in an instant. So just past halfway, Jeffrey Belk continues the lead. over Dave Wright by just over a half a second. Dave Wright seeking his first SCSRA win. Cody Moore trying to go back-to-back here in the Truck Series after rejoining the SCSRA. Devin Butchino trying to win another championship. Of course, we know Devin Butchino has won the Xfinity Series and the Truck Series. Cody Moore is now in danger of losing that third position to Devin Butchino. Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence staying right here with this group as well. Having a great run up in the 5th position, not letting Devin or Cody get away. Cheesy B having a great run here. He did make the playoffs and showing some strength here in the final race of the season here. Not of the regular season, of the season. This is the season finale. As here goes Butch looking down to the inside of Cody Moore, but just not able to get close enough to make that move. David Hardy now down on pit road. Getting his service done, tires and fuel. As Jeffrey Belk still has Dave Wright eating into that lead, now just 0.3 of a second. Back from Belk to David Wright. So it could be Jeffrey Belk has maybe backed it down a little bit, trying to save a little bit of fuel. Dave Wright, we saw him kind of come on in the late part of the first run. Could he be setting himself up for his first SCSRA race win here tonight? Now Dave Wright takes a look down to the inside, but just not able to get there just yet. As here comes Jeffrey Belk now down on the pit road. That's going to give the lead of the race to David Wright. Cody Moore and Devin Butchino still run nose to tail. Who's going to be the next driver to peel off on the pit road as they come down the backstretch? Everybody stays out on the racetrack for now. Now Dave Wright makes his way down on the pit road. Giving the lead to the 52 of Cody Moore. See Eddie Morris trying to get around Cheeseburger. Of course, Eddie on a little bit fresher tires since he came in and pit on lap number 53. Dave Wright still on pit road, getting ready to roll here. Oh, having a long pit stop. He might have sped down on pit road because he's showing still in the pit stop. Not sure what happened to D Wright there, but he is finally down and away with a 27.97 second stop. See Cody Moore down to the bottom. Think he might be coming down pit road. Typically that duck down to the bottom on the backstretch, that's usually his signal saying you're coming down on the pit road this time. And we see, no, he's going to pass pit road along with Devin Butchino. As Eddie Morris gets his lap back the hard way. As these two continue circulate around the track. While Eddie Morris, Dave Hartney, Jeffrey Belk, Joe Wright, and Dave Wright have all made their way down onto pit road for their service and fuel. Fortunately, doesn't look like D Wright lost too much time. He lost a lot of time, but he's only one lap down. So if something was to happen, if a caution was to come out, he could get himself right back into this one here tonight. Robert L. Jr. says, hey boys, sorry I missed y'all tonight. Josh is my favorite Tuesday night announcer. I'm the only Tuesday night announcer. I'm glad I'm your favorite, though. That makes me feel good. As Cody Moore, as Dave Hartney working around the outside on those fresh tires. It sounds like Cody Moore now making his way down on the pit road as Devin Butchino now takes over the lead. leaving just Devin Butchino, the only driver out on the track yet the pit. Now Devin comes down pit road. He's going to hit that pit road speed limit right there, right at 50 miles an hour. Trying not to speed on pit road, but get down on the pit road and get to his stall perfectly. I'm wondering if that's what happened to Dave Wright, if he sped on pit road or had some issues there. While that's all said and done, Jeffrey Belk has cycled around, and he is now your leader over David Hartney by almost 3 full seconds. As he calls it as he sees it about me being his favorite Tuesday night announcer. As Jeffrey Bell continues to lead over Dave Hartney, Eddie Morris runs back in the 3rd position. He's almost 5 seconds behind Jeffrey Belk, though, on much older tires. Jeffrey Belk down on pit road on lap 73. Eddie Morris on 53, so 20 lap different tires between Jeffrey Belk and Eddie Morris, although Morris may have to come down pit road one last time, or he will have to come down pit road one last time to put on some fresh tires and get some fuel. Belk is also going to have to come down pit road one last time. So everybody's going to have to pit one more time here tonight. It's just a matter of when and where. Try to keep themselves in contention for the championship here tonight. So Joseph right now on pit road, getting his final service done here tonight. Actually, no, they're going to have to pit one more time after this even. As we know, they can only go about 35 laps on fuel. And if you just come down pit road now, that'll only put him up to about lap 118. He might be able to stretch it to the end here. It's going to be close. Same with Eddie Morris down on the pit road. Getting his service in fuel done. Oh, he missed his pit stall. He had to back up. That's going to cost him quite a bit of time. Now the gap between Jeffrey Belk and David Hartney is almost 5 seconds. David Wright, though, taking a look down underneath Cody Moore. To move himself up into the 3rd position. So maybe that pit stop wasn't as bad as I initially thought. He's trying to put himself in a position to get his first win here tonight, as we have less than 30 laps to go. You see a little serpentine out of Dave Wright, trying to break the draft from Cody Moore. And keep himself in a position to get the win here tonight. Cody Moore, though, right back on the back bumper of D. Wright. Trying to put himself back into the top 3. This four truck train makes their way down into turns 3 and 4. Jeffrey Belk just running away with it here tonight. As he mentioned in the interview for the stage, just hoping the race stays green and clean so that his strategy will keep him out front and in the lead and win the championship here tonight. Cody Moore now taking a look down to the inside of David Wright. As David Hartney now makes his way down onto pit road for his final stop. Both Cody Moore and Devin Butchino able to get around Dave Wright. Now Dave Wright wiggling around. Could he possibly be coming down onto pit road this time for his final stop with 25 laps to go? Well, he's going to tuck in behind Cheeseburger here. Jeffrey Belk's lead continues to grow. Now has a 13-second lead over second place Cody Moore. With just under 25 laps to go. Here comes Jeffrey Belk now on pit road for his final pit stop. That's going to give the lead back to Cody Moore. It looks like Jeffrey Belk only took 2 tires. A 10.75 second stop, so 2 tires for the 54 of Jeffrey Belk. Dave Wright also taking 2 tires on his final stop. So there you have it, the gambling here tonight in Las Vegas. Is this going to pay off? See Cody Moore and Devin Butchino still out on the racetrack. Both Cody Moore and Devin Butchino battling hard here, but are they going to have enough fuel to make it to the end? My prediction says they were about 2 laps short from where they pit. Are they going to have to make their way down pit road for a splash, or are they going to be able to hold on here as we have just 20 laps to go? We see Joe Wright going a lap down. Dug himself in an earlier hole. Although he's battling hard with Cody Moore. I apologize, he's not going a lap down. He is fighting right now to stay on the lead lap. Trying to put himself in a position to win this championship here tonight. Right now, though, Devin Butchino in that catbird seat. But again, do they have enough to make it to the end? Or is somebody going to steal this one away? 17 laps to go here in the race here tonight. But Cheeseburger sits back here in the third position, having a great run here. Currently in the top three. He continues to hang around up front here tonight. Trying to battle here with Cody Moore and Devin Butchino. So if we cross the line this time, we'll have just 15 laps to go. Cody Moore continues to lead over Devin Butchino. But do they have enough fuel to make it to the end? Jeffrey Belk currently 20 seconds in the rears of Cody Moore. On those two tires, trying to make his way back up to the front with just 14 laps to go. Last time by, he was about a second quicker. But 19 seconds back with only 13 laps to go. Looks like he's going to come up just a little bit short unless these two have to make their way down onto pit road. Butchino continues to stay right there on the back bumper. Cody Moore not pushing the issue. But looking like he's trying to save a bit of fuel here. With just 11 laps to go. along here with Cody Moore. Let's see if they're trying to save any fuel here. Yeah, you hear Cody shutting it off there into the corner. Now we ride along with Devin Butchino here, see if he's saving a bit of fuel. Not shutting it off like Cody is, so burning just a little bit more fuel. Let's see if this has any effect on the outcome here. This one's going to come right down to the wire with just 9 laps to go. Jeffrey Belk is 16 seconds behind these two here with just 9 laps to go, so don't see him catching up. Unless for whatever reason we see a caution fly. David right now looking up to the high side, trying to play spoiler here. Oh no, he is a lap, I take that back, he is a lap down. He's on fresher tires, trying to get back onto the lead lap, which he will. Come across the line this time as they come down the backstretch. This time when they come across the line, it'll be just 5 laps to go. Cody Moore, Devin Butchino continuing to save fuel. Michael Cheeseberry Lawrence may have pushed a little too hard here. It looks like he's going to be really tight as he's really backed off these two the last few laps, trying to save as much fuel as he can. This is not just the race for the race win, but the race for the championship. As we have 3 laps to go, does Devin Butchino have enough in the tank to stay out in front of Jeffrey Belk? Time will tell as we are coming to 2 laps to go when they cross the line this time by. Cody Moore still out in the lead. Devin Butchino doing everything he can to save enough fuel to make it to the end. So they make their way through turns 3 and 4. And across the stripe, just 1.5 more miles for Devin Butchino. The white flag flies in the air. As they come off of turn number 4, Cody Moore is going to get the win, and Devin Butchino is going to get the championship here tonight at Las Vegas, gambling on fuel and making it last to the end. What a race here tonight as Cody Moore, another one able to stretch that fuel to make it to the end. What a wild finish here tonight at Las Vegas as strategy pays off. How about Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence coming home in third? Just waiting for the official. You see Devin Butchino driving through the grass, celebrating his championship here tonight. And Cody Moore coming down to the front stretch where he's going to celebrate his win. Of course, we're waiting for the top 3 to get to the start-finish line for their pictures. While Devin Butchino is a little too excited, doing some donuts there while he still had fuel left in the tank. As our top 3 sit on the start-finish line, let's take a look at our final results. So let's wait for our drivers to continue their celebrations here on the front stretch. There you have it. Cody Moore gets the race win. Devin Butchino gets the championship. Michael Lawrence comes in third. Jeffrey Belk and Eddie Morris round out your top 5. Joe Tardif finishes 6th. David Wright back in 7th. Joe Wright 8th. And David Hartney rounds out the field in 9th place here tonight at Las Vegas. Let's talk with our top 3 drivers here tonight. Actually, we're going to do things a little bit different. We'll talk to what will be the third place driver. Then we'll talk to the race winner. Of course, we'll save Devin Butchino's interview for last. As we get our cameras set up here for our post-race interviews. There we go. Let's bring in our third place finisher here tonight, Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence. Cheesy, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Heck yes, I got you.
Man, what a run for you here tonight. Coming home in third, a podium here tonight in the final race of the season. You know, I know it's not an award that we give out, but I was going to say most improved driver for sure is the driver of this 47 machine. Big difference this season and last season. What's been the biggest difference for you able to get yourself not just into the playoffs, but have a couple great finishes here tonight that weren't on super speedways?
To be honest, I don't know. Towards the end of the season, I know I jumped on with the Neon guys, and that kind of helped me towards the end of the season. But just the middle of it, I don't know. I just something clicked maybe.
We'll talk about your race here tonight, stretching the fuel, making it to the end here tonight. I saw you really back off of Cody Moore and Devin Butchino. Did you realize late that you had a little less fuel than you thought you did there at the end?
I definitely had less fuel than they did, because I was just, I mean, I ran out across the line. Like as I crossed the line, I was dead empty. There was nothing left. And I know I was horrible on tire strategy too, because first run I didn't take tires and I blew out a tire before the stage was over. So it's been an eventful race to say the least.
Man, blowing out a tire, able to get down on pit road, getting yourself in a position here, getting yourself on the podium here. What a great race. And what a great looking truck here tonight, running something different. I'm really digging it.
Oh yeah, thought I'd try change it up, get some logos on there. First time playing around with Photoshop, so I'm kind of learning. Um, I'd like to thank buddies for letting me race because I tow a lot. The Neon guys for helping me out today because if it wasn't for their strategy, I wouldn't be sitting here in third. And just the wife for putting up with me.
Awesome, man. Well, congrats on the podium here tonight. Good luck tomorrow night as we got another battle of a race tomorrow night. I look forward to racing against you because you and me always seem to have good battles. And
Oh yeah,
good luck tomorrow night. We look forward to talking to you next season.
yep. I'm just surviving. Phoenix is not my trap.
Oh, mine either, man. I hear you. So it'll be fun tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it will be fun.
Have a great night.
You too.
So that was your third place finisher, Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence. We're going to do things a little different here. We're going to pull in our winner here tonight, Cody Moore. Cody, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
I got you, buddy.
Man, what a race for you here tonight. Coming home with the race win, saving the fuel. We heard you shutting the truck off, trying to save as much fuel there at the end as you could. How close were you to running out as you came across the line?
I was sputtering out of turn 4.
Well,
that was pretty crazy.
I was gonna say, when did you realize that you were going to be right there on the number? Did you start saving right from the get go, or because I heard everybody saying the fuel window was somewhere between 33 and 36, and you guys were able to stretch it out about 38 laps. So when did the fuel savings really go into effect?
Yeah, it was really entirely through that first run, and then the second. Well, after the stage, the first run after that, and then the second one. Yeah, it was just full save. I was clutching at most laps. I was trying to get a draft off people when I could. Devin he saved all kinds of fuel because I guess he was tucked up behind me. But yeah, it seemed like anytime I got behind someone, they would slow up, and so I'd have to pass them to keep pace. But yeah, it was definitely exciting. I don't really like to win races that way, but I'll take it.
Hey, any win's a race win, especially in the last race of the season. So congratulations getting the final race. That's back to back for you since you came back. So nice to see you back to your winning ways. Of course, before I let you go, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, I want to shout out to thank my wife, beautiful wife Maggie, my kids, Papa Moore watching at home, my mom, the new job I just got. Pretty excited about that. Yeah, and then just I guess I would thank Wasted Wages, but you can't find them with a search warrant. So I'll thank Neon Racing. Had a good time running with those guys at the end of the year, and thanks to all the admins that put this on, and thanks to you, Josh, for announcing all the races.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We look forward to seeing you next season. Hopefully back here talking to you, not just on the podium, but hopefully one of the championship 4.
10-4. I'll see you next season.
Have a great one. So that was your race winner, Cody Moore. But let's talk to yet again our champion here in the Truck Series, driver of the 68, Devin Butchino. Devin, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Man, let's just address it. I know you lost a couple this season to Jeffrey Belk with fuel mileage, and the tables turned tonight, and you used fuel mileage not just to beat Jeffrey Belk, but beat him for the championship tonight. How's that feel?
It feels great. I mean, just to capitalize on the season we've had. Jeff's. He was always quick, but he found a ton of speed this season. I mean, I think he's definitely the favorite going into tomorrow night. He's been a little bit on that side of things. I think we've been a little bit on the truck side of things. But he's definitely gotten his fair share on us. I'm just happy to be able to execute. I knew that pit strategies were all over the place. So yeah, the heart was definitely racing. I don't care how many people there were. There's a lot of strategies all over the place. Just had to execute.
Talk about those pit strategies, because you were right. There was a bunch of pit strategies. We saw 2 tire stops there at the end. We saw you guys staying out, making it to the end. We saw people trying to short pit it, make it early. At any chance did you think, man, this might not be the right strategy to be on?
No, I mean it was just so close in pretty much every aspect of the race. I mean, the stage was lap 40, and we didn't know if people would be able to make it. I think we pit on 37, and Jeff took tires on that pit stop, and we didn't. And we came in and took tires at the stage, and he didn't. So we figured he was going to be short on fuel and have to stop it. Cody and I and Cheese, we worked together. We decided, hey, we're going to come in and top off before the stage starts, and I think that ended up being a difference maker because we restarted with lap 45, so we would have had to go 37 laps and 38 laps or vice versa, and I barely made it 38 laps on the first run, and then the last run we made it 37 behind Cody. So just all over the place. We knew that we had a good shot at it with the CCM guys. They were a little off strategy. They decided to pit earlier, and then Jeff having to 2-pit. He did scare me a little bit because I did see those lap times coming down after he stopped. I don't know if he got 2 or 4 or what it was, but yeah, we had our fingers crossed, and we figured one stopping it would be enough, and I'm just thankful that it was enough.
Well, congratulations on the 2nd truck championship in the SCSRA, and what you're looking at for a championship going back to back and sweeping here in the season?
If it's anything like the truck race, we have a lot of work to do. That new Phoenix is just such a tough racetrack. Ran really well in practice in the truck race, and then I put my truck on the wall in qualifying, and it's so hard to pass. If you get on old tires, it's almost impossible to pass on the bottom. And yeah, I'm kind of worried because our season, if we went to a track in trucks, we did great. We won Bristol in trucks, dominated. Won Richmond in trucks, dominated. And when we went to Bristol and Richmond in Xfinity, we absolutely laid an egg. So if we were already a little off in trucks heading into Xfinity, I'm not sure how I feel. We'll be in bright and early, 8:30 for practice. Just try and run your laps. There's 4 of us, but just kind of like tonight, you have to run your race, and hopefully the pieces fall into play.
Well, again, Devin, congratulations on the 2nd place finish, enough to put you in the championship seat tonight, and congratulations on a great season. And a great season, not just as a driver, but as an admin too. And we look forward to seeing what next season brings. But before we let you go, anyone to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, okay, I'm going to take a moment in case I don't talk to you tomorrow, or Atlee tomorrow. But thank you, everyone at Intensity, confirmed with Boss Man Dayton. We are good for Season 5. You guys coming back, there's no one else we'd rather have doing this for us. We can't thank you enough for spending your Tuesdays, Atlee for spending his Wednesdays on a busy racing schedule to do this for us. Because don't get me wrong, we'd do this without a broadcast, but the job you guys do and being able to watch it makes it that much better. Cannot thank the people that continue to show up all season. We've had a lot of different circumstances, but 10 people or 20 people, this is some of the best racing we've had. We are going to be full-blown recruiting mode in the off-season. I don't really think there'll be a true off-season for these admins because they're really adamant at expanding this league. Higher cash payout, cash races, payout, all-star race next season. We got 10-plus recruiting races scheduled for our trucks and next-gen swap on Wednesdays next season. So Nudie, Hartney, Sylvan, Eddie, could not do that without him. I mean, and every one of the drivers that have stepped up as well. Joe or Jeff said he would be here for recruitment races, and can't thank everyone enough for keeping the SCSRA what it is. Super excited for Season 5, and finally just got to thank Morse Customs for doing a beautiful truck for me this season. Go to Eddie if you need any work done. Beautiful Xfinity car too. Dev Sports Cards. I'm proud to be partner with the SCSRA, New Craft Fine Jewelry, and Kinleyville Barbershop. So thank you to everyone. Looking forward to tomorrow night and next season.
Those numbers look pretty good too.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did do that. Yeah, thanks, Josh. Way out of my wheelhouse when it comes to Photoshop, so I appreciate that as well.
Well, anyways, great job here tonight. I'm just giving you a hard time on that, but great job again on the season, and good luck tomorrow night. We look forward to seeing what you do there, and if you got any fuel left in that thing, let's see if we can. Well, you're already out of it. I was going to say celebrate a little bit more, but I think you were pretty much out of fuel there, so you weren't.
Oh, we're dry as a bone right now.
Well, have a great rest of your night.
Hey, thanks all season, Josh. We really appreciate your commitment to this league. Thanks a ton.
Appreciate that. Have a great night.
You too.
So that was your second place finisher and Series champion Devin Butchino. Don't forget to join us right back here tomorrow night as Atman Weiss will have the call for the SCSRA Dev Sports Cards Xfinity Series as they take on Phoenix Raceway for their final race of the season. Of course, we want to thank all of our great partners as well, including Morris Customs for the series sponsorship, Race EPI, IntensityBroadcasting.com, and of course, The Butt Kicker. For all your gaming haptic needs, check out TheButtKicker.com. That's going to do it for us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. Don't forget to join us in a few weeks' time for Season 5 as they get kicking off on, let me double check, I have the date, but I want to make sure I have the date right for you so I don't misspeak. May 2nd will be the Clash at Daytona right here on Intensity Broadcasting. So as our boy Atman Weiss would say, over and out.